Hi there, everyone. Squee here. Happy New Year. I hope you all had great holidays, and I hope you have a fantastic 2014. I was debating what I was going to do. I should do something for the new year, and I figured that I would do this. I'm not going to, I was going to, like, play a video game or something while I did this, but this is going to be one of the few moments where I'm not trying to be funny, or just actually, I have to try not to be fun. It's kind of the opposite for me. I have to try not to joke around because I do want to be serious with you guys for a second. I was trying to think about what to do for the whole new year, and I thought the best way to do that was to discuss the past year because it's been simultaneously the best and worst year of my entire life. And the good part of it has much to do with you guys. So I want to talk to you guys. I don't actually talk about myself that much. And not because I have this burning desire to stay separated from you guys or, you know, don't get into my personal life or anything like that. But more because I don't feel that's my purpose. I don't feel the goal or purpose of my channel is to talk about myself, so I generally don't, unless it pertains to whatever the video we're doing or in case some funny story happens or something like that. So I generally don't discuss myself because I mean, why do people want to know about me? They want to know about the game. So but in this instance, I think it is important because well, you guys are important. So I should say that first, this might take a while, so sit down and stay a while. And at the end of this video, I am going to have some updates for the channel, new things that you guys are going to have to know. But, and I'm probably going to ramble quite a bit because this is not easy for me to talk about myself. But, like I said, this past year was the hardest I've ever had in my entire life. And a large part of that was because I was trying to finish up school and get a job with a history degree, and that's not easy, and the economy sucks, blah, 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 blah. Money was a huge issue, and not just because of this, but it was a big part. My fiance and I, who I've been together with for 7 years, we broke up for 6 months, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. And I've walked 7 miles on 2 broken feet before, so put that into perspective. I'm not gonna go into details of what happened. There were mistakes on both sides. There were faults on both sides, but yeah, we broke up and I moved out, and it was tough. It was really tough, and I was incredibly depressed. And you wouldn't be able to tell. You wouldn't be able to really notice from my videos, not too much. There were probably some times where I might have been harsher with a commenter than I should have been. And I tried to apologize when that happened, and I had a few people that would point them out to me, and I was grateful. But for the most part, you couldn't tell because Let's Playing became my escape in a good way. It allowed me to laugh and to have a good time. And I've always believed that the best gift you can give someone, especially yourself, is laughter. True, genuine laughter, because no matter how bad things are, if you can truly laugh, for that moment, everything's fine. And even after that moment, everything's just a little bit better. And Let's Plays were a way for me to forget about the world and to joke around and have fun and interact with you guys. And so, you know, you couldn't really tell how bad I was in a lot of my videos. There were some people who did know, very few. Like Oz, I don't know if you're ever gonna watch this, but love you, man. And especially Kriana, Inferno, Piff, you guys, I met you just as Let's Player friends, but you are so much more to that to me, and you guys have been so helpful. And all of you guys, even if you didn't know it, your comments, your support were absolutely amazing. You have to understand something. I didn't grow up with a lot of friends. I was a very shy kid and a very inverted kid. I guess that's what the word, introvert, whatever you call it. I wasn't very social. I didn't know how to be social. I just didn't. I didn't have a great sense of humor. I didn't have many friends. I had a huge imagination and no outlets to give it to because, you know. So to have this where hundreds and thousands of people watch my stuff and talk to me every day, it feels like I have something I never ever had before, which is an enormous group of friends. That's why I've told people this before. When people say they're one of my fans, I don't like that word. I really don't, because it suggests that I'm somehow above you, that I am me and you are my fan below me. And I hate that, because it's not how I look at it. I never have, and I never will look at it that way. I look at it like we're friends. All of us, every single one of us, whether you know, and that's not like, you call me up and we chat for hours, but you know what I mean. I feel like we're all equal and we're all sharing an experience, and I've never had that before I started Let's Playing. I had friends, I had a group of friends, and really good friends, but nothing on this level, and you have no idea how much that means to me. But I am getting ahead of myself. So, anyway, so I moved out on my own, and money was hard. Money was really, really, really hard. And I about that time, I got partnered with TGN for more than just money. I mean, there were a lot of reasons involved in it, but a large part of it was I thought I could make a little bit of extra income. And I hadn't been part of TGN for more than a week when I entered in a contest for TGN Icon, which was a contest they were running. And Kriana and I started doing the Captain Science videos, and we got noticed, and we made it all the way to 3rd place, and it was amazing. And because of that, I was introduced to the head people at TGN, AWOL, Cromar, Hengist, all of them, and we started talking. And they found Dragon Ball Z League, and they decided that they wanted to make that part of their central channel, and it quickly became one of their more successful shows, which was all great. It was fantastic. And more importantly, because I was producing content for their hub channel on a steady basis, they offered me a position as a consultant, which is, I'm not going to go into the details of it, but basically I produce stuff for their central channel like Dragon Ball Z League and, Let's Plays or game reviews when they ask, and I get compensated for it. And this allowed me to make this my job, to make Let's Playing my job. And, I'm not making fantastic money, but I pay my bills. And I'm surviving, and I have a little extra, and it's like a raise every month, because the more people that watch, the more I get. So, I'm not by any means, living it up, but I'm surviving and doing something that I absolutely love, and that's like a dream come true. You have to understand. I told you I wasn't very social as a kid, and I had a speech impediment. A lot of you know this. I couldn't say my R's. Well, there were a lot of things I couldn't pronounce really well. If I read a page of a book, there would be 3, 4, 5 times where I'd say wabbit and wodger, and I was really bad about it. And every once in a while, if you watch my videos, you'll still see it sneak in there. I'll mispronounce something, or I just won't pronounce it correctly. And I'm not talking about scimitar, because that's just mental derp. So the idea that my job now is vocal work, which is really kind of the essence of what I do. I mean, there's video editing, there's all that, but to talk and to be entertaining enough that I can make a living out of it is the last thing I ever thought I would be able to do. And you guys are the whole reason why I can do that, because you have to understand, it's not like I auditioned for this or interviewed for this and one person liked what I did and I got the job. That's not how it works. With me and with every Let's Player, you start a Let's Play channel and you spend forever getting like 2 views a week, and you just stick with it, and eventually you get a couple of people, Arcalian, who actually comment on your stuff and like what you do, and it keeps you going. And, in 6 months you have 50 subscribers and you think that's amazing, but it takes forever. And eventually enough people like your stuff that someone notices you, and you can actually, make a living off of it. So in other words, it's not like I interviewed and one person liked me. It's like I had to interview and impress thousands of people, and I did. And that is spectacular. And I never promoted myself. I can't say never. I'm sure I did somewhere. But I promised myself, I made an oath to myself when I started, on the very first episode, that I would never promote myself outside of my own channel or videos. I would never go to forums. I would never go to other people's Let's Play channels. I would never do anything to promote myself unless it was my video that I was doing it in, or someone had specifically asked me. And even then, I'd get kind of, someone's like, "So Squee, what are you working on?" I get kind of apprehensive. But so that means that all of you, every single one of you, found me. Not the other way around. I didn't go find you and bring you to my channel. You found me through a friend, through rummaging on YouTube. Somehow you found me and you liked what I did enough that you stayed. And that is hugely important to me. And enough of you did it that I am able to do this now for a living. Like I said, not the best living in the world, but still, it's a living and it's the most amazing job in the world. It is work. Oh dear God, is it work? If you think about it, I put up generally, on average, 2 hours of finished content every single day of the week between what I put up on TGN Central and what I put up on my personal channel. And that's not including streams and managing the forums and all that. And that's, 2 hours recording, plus editing, plus rendering, plus blah, 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 blah. If you guys really want to know what I go through to edit stuff, you can ask in the Q&A section that I'm going to be having, which, again, I'm getting ahead of myself. But the point is, none of that would be possible without you guys. So, in the midst of one of the lowest points of my life, I had one of the greatest things happen to me. My father always said that there's 2 types of jobs you want to go after in this world. The first and best kind of job is the job you feel guilty getting paid for. And the second kind of job is the job you can stand and you make enough to feel guilty getting paid for, to do what you feel guilty getting paid for. And I always assumed I would have the second type of job, but now I have the first type. I truly, truly love this job. I can't, sure it's work, sure it's stressful sometimes, but I can't imagine doing something else. I can't. In fact, I would do it for free. In fact, I did do it for free. So, and again, a lot of that is, all of that is you guys. It is all you guys. Without you, I have none of this. Which is why I'm telling you about this right now. So, anyway, so again, like I said, in the midst of the hardest time of my life, I start getting something that was the most amazing thing that ever happened to me. Second most amazing thing, I would say. Hey, Yoon's probably the first most, but so second, let's say second most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. And I say because I've never really won anything before. Well, that's not true. I did win a ping pong tournament. Pretty psyched about that. But I felt like I'd won something, and that's not common for me. So the months went by, and I realized that I was spending all my time at home because, I'm working at home now. And I think there was like a week where I never even left the house except to get food. And I was like, no, can't do that. That's, I gotta go, I gotta do something. I gotta get out of the house. So, I got back into theater, and I thought of it because of Kriana was doing a play at the time, and we were talking about it. So I thought, I should try this again. I was big into theater in high school, and then got out of it pretty quickly because I tried doing theater in college, and all the directors were not really directors, but more like dictators. No, you have to act it exactly how I see it. And I was like, no. But I loved acting. Obviously, you think about it, half of what I do in YouTube is acting. So I decided, I'd audition for some community theater parts, and I'd probably audition for 100 things and maybe get a small part somewhere. And, but I thought I'd try. And actually I went and I auditioned for, a very prestigious community theater, for a play called The Philadelphia Story. And, I didn't expect anything because, community theaters are just that. They are a community. It's kind of like you have to get into it. You have to know the people there. It's not like directors never give new people shots, but they generally give them small roles to see how they are. And then once they get to know them, they'll give them bigger roles. But I was actually offered a major role by the director, Dennis, based off of just my audition. And it was enormously fun. I met a lot of good people. I have a lot of good friends now. And, while doing the Philadelphia Story, I was asked to be part of the Nutcracker, which I'm not a good dancer, but, I muddled through it. And so I was part of the Nutcracker. And while I was doing the Philadelphia Story, a director for the Buddy Holly musical saw my character and asked me to actually be another character in the Buddy Holly musical, which is I'm just starting now. We just started performances, so I'm in the Buddy Holly musical too. And all this because I went to one audition. I expected to go to like 100 auditions and maybe get a part, and now I'm exhausted, and I only went to one audition. But to me, again, that's fantastic. That means that people really enjoyed what I did, and it's the only indicator I have that I'm somewhat good at it. And so I've really enjoyed that. So that's been a big part of my life this year too. It has been theater, and I've gotten back into it, and I've absolutely adored it and loved it. And then it got even better because, like I said, about 6 months after we separated, we decided, Higgian and I, that money was nowhere near as important as not being together. Again, I'm trying to be very vague here. I don't talk about Higgian much. Most of you know about her, have heard about her at some point, but she's not antisocial, but she is kind of shy, and she doesn't like being in the spotlight. And so I respect her wishes. I don't really drag her into the spotlight very much. But we decided that we were going to give it another try, and we started very slowly again, kind of from square one, and we are actually happier now than we've been ever. You know, sometimes you have to go through some really, really bad stuff to really figure out what's important to you, and I think we did that. So yeah, so basically, at the start of the year, towards the beginning of the year, I was literally at one of the lowest points of my life. And at the end of the year, I had a job that I absolutely love. Theater, I was back in theater, which I absolutely love. And I was with the woman that I absolutely love. It doesn't get much better than that. It really doesn't. And like I said, again, you guys are a huge, huge part of that. I would not be on YouTube at all if it wasn't for you guys. I wouldn't. I mean, that's just, I don't know how many ways you can say that. You guys mean so much to me. The fact that you like what I do astounds me. It may be hard to tell because I don't really show it in the videos, but I am not very confident of myself. Never have been, never will be. I kid you not at all when I tell you that when I look at a video and I see 100 people tell me I'm funny, or how many 1,000 video views, and I don't feel like I deserve it. I never have, and I doubt I ever will. And I think that's just the way I'm going to be, and I like it that way because, hell, if nothing else, being humble is better than being a narcissist. But I really don't think that I don't think I'm as good as everyone thinks I am. So, but yeah, and that's pretty much how the year ended. Well, it's not quite true. I also got a contract to do an audiobook, which is kind of crazy. The director of the Buddy Holly musical, found out that I do a lot of voice work on YouTube and all that, and kind of directed me to it. And now there's a website that you go to where authors want people to make audiobooks out of their books, and you audition for the books, and you have to have the right equipment and the knowledge to edit, and you have to have a good voice for reading and all that stuff. And I auditioned, and I got, a few weeks ago, I got my first contract for an audiobook. So I'm going to be making audiobooks on a professional level, and I plan to do this a lot. I mean, it's fun. It's money. It's something I enjoy doing. It is a lot of work, but it'll be really, really fun, and I'll keep you guys up to date on it because I think it's a really interesting process. So that'll be really, really fun. Yeah, and that's pretty much how the year ended. So I know this took a long time, and like I said, I generally don't like to talk about myself too much, but I felt it was important to tell you guys because that's the only way you're going to understand how much you guys mean to me. This could have been the absolute worst year of my life. It could have. It really, really could have. And it started off pretty much that way. And because of every single one of you, it's turned into one of the best years of my life. And I cannot thank you guys enough for that. So I have not done any sort of subscriber special or anything like that in a very, very long time. I kind of move away from subscriber specials simply because As Tord once said, and I fully agree, subscribers are not really, it's a misleading number. There are so many people that are subscribed who never watch my stuff, and there are so many people that watch my stuff that are never subscribed, or subscribers. So I kind of get away from that. But I haven't done a viewer special in a really long time, and I was trying to think of what to do. So I thought, why not? I haven't done a Q&A in a really, really long time, and I'm sure there's lots of new people that have, you know, that want to ask me that burning question about whatever. Never did. So I'm going to have a Q&A special sometime in the next few weeks. What I want you guys to do is post comments below, a question below or two, in addition to whatever comments you have about what I've been saying. But ask any question you want, any question your heart desires about me, maybe about Higgyun. You can ask about Higgyun, but like I said, I don't like to really drag her into the spotlight. I like to respect her wishes like that. But you can know that she is absolutely gorgeous and amazing, and anything else that she might accidentally hear if she listens to this. But ask me anything you want about my personal life, my history, my philosophies, my let's playing, whatever you want. And I will answer it to the best of my abilities. Just understand that, you know, if you ask, I really, really will answer. And, you know, whether you like the answer or not, that's how it's going to go. Try not to ask, hey, are you going to start up this Let's Play or that Let's Play? That's not really what this is for. I might answer it if it's a deeper question, like, do you feel Let's Playing this kind of game, blah, 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 whatever. But let's not do the whole, hey, are you gonna Let's Play, you know, Oblivion again or something. Let's not go there. But other than that, ask anything you want. And in a week or so, I will answer them to the best of my abilities. So, yes, so there's that. A Q&A special. Haven't done that in a long time. What else? Oh, there is going to be a slight change to my format. Mainly because I kind of bit off a little bit more than I can chew. Like I said, I produce like 2 hours of finished content a day. I try to do half-hour episodes of everything. And the truth of the matter is I keep falling behind. And you guys have noticed that my goal is I want to get an episode of every Let's Play out every single day. So every single day at a set time, an episode of this Let's Play comes out so you can get your daily fix of your favorite Let's Play. And I haven't been able to hit that goal all the time. And a lot of it's because half-an-hour episodes are a lot. I mean, 3.5 hours a week to record it. Then you got to think about an hour per episode to edit it. And then God knows how long to render it. And then quality check. You know, I'm not going to go into all the details of what it takes. Actually, if you really want to know, I suppose you could ask in the Q&A. And then I would go into great detail. But let's wait until someone actually wants to know. The point is that between the theater and the audiobooks and my other commitments like Dragon Ball Z League, it was inconsistent. So I've decided I'm going to reduce the time of my episodes from 30 minutes to 20 minutes per episode, which is not a huge drop. I think most people will be fine with 20-minute episodes for you guys, because 10 minutes a day is not a huge thing. But for me, it's enormously huge, because it's literally the difference between 3.5 hours and 2 hours and 20 minutes. I mean, that is a huge difference there, and it'll allow me to, because I'm running like 3 Let's Plays at once, and by dropping these to 20-minute episodes, it will allow me, the trade-off will be you'll get 10 minutes less a day, but you should get episodes every single day non-stop. That's the hope. So that's what I'm going to do. What else? I mean, that's really the only real update for my channel as far as I can tell. Skyrim's going well. It's going great. I'm glad you guys are really enjoying it. Assassin's Creed's going great. I'm glad you guys are really enjoying it. SWTOR. Haha, SWTOR is back. I'm glad you guys loved that. And Kriana and I missed it, so we're really enjoying it. I have 100 different Let's Plays I want to do. I have one in the works. I'm waiting until I get lots of episodes recorded before I start uploading it so that I have enough of a buffer. We're doing Lone Wolf with Piff, but that's kind of a when we can kind of thing. I'm still doing Naruto, but that's also a when I can kind of thing. I'm trying to manage my time. So other than that, guys, I know this has been a really long video, and I apologize, but hey, happy holidays. I hope you guys had a great holidays. I really do. And I really hope that 2014 is an amazing year for all of you guys, and I will do the best I can to at least make it a little bit better for you. So, yeah, until then, take care, everyone, and I will see you later. Ta-ta.